Went up downtown. Went up downtown. Went up downtown. I want to save my soul.
Today, we have a battle between two conference leaders. It's the 23-1 Mooresville Pioneers taking on your 12-11 Westfield Shamrocks. Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. I'm Rowan Elbert here with my partner Aiden McNally, bringing you some Saturday morning softball. Now, Westfield is coming off a 15-8 win last night against Southmont. How can they continue the momentum today?
Well, they were coming off a 15-8 win, but they're also coming off of a 3-game winning streak, as we saw wins against Southmont, Hamilton Heights, and HSC, all great wins. But it's going to be tough against the best team in Mid-State in the Mooresville Pioneers. Obviously, like you said, 23-1 record, and this Westfield softball team has been a little streaky, so it'll be interesting to see how they keep up with Mooresville today.
Pitching for Westfield today is Chloe Tanner for obvious reasons. 3.36 ERA on the season, and as a sophomore, she has really stepped up into a huge role with this Westfield team. But for Mooresville, it's Zoe Kugelman, who in 6 appearances has a 1.11 ERA. This is a great pitching battle, and I hope you are all awake right now because this will be a thriller. Now to score predictions.
Well, 23-1 is a hard record to beat. I think it's going to be Mooresville in this one, but I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring game. Give me Mooresville 4, Westfield 2.
I've got Mooresville winning this one 6-4, unfortunately. I don't care what conference you're in. If you're 23-1, they did tie a game, then you're a good team. I don't care what conference you're in. And this Mooresville team is probably too well-rounded for Westfield, so I'm taking Mooresville 6-4. We will be right back with the opening pitch. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back for the opening pitch. Chloe Tanner out there for the Westfield Shamrocks. Her last appearance, she pitched a complete game, gave up 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and she struck out 9. How can she continue that hot start?
Well, it's going to be hard considering that Mooresville has some great batters. They have Alexandra Cooper batting a .592 average. They have Lowry batting .494. They have Avery Owens batting .714. Williams batting .500. It's going to be extremely hard to keep that up today. But we've seen Chloe Tanner do extraordinary things this season so far. It's going to be interesting to see how she does today against the Pioneers.
Yeah, if I'm Chloe Tanner, I'm making sure that fastball is able to have the command. I mean, she has really had no issue with command, but I think make sure the fastball is in the zone. Make sure the off speeds are, maybe a little bit out of the middle. But batting leadoff for Mooresville is Madison Polson, the second baseman. And Polson so far on the season is batting .422 with 5 doubles. So she is a on-base machine, really. And now the first pitch is coming up for Tanner with the infield in. First pitch, Tanner. That ball's outside, 1-0 count. 0-1 count, actually. That looked off the plate to me, but second pitch, that one outside, 1-1 count. Third pitch, Tanner. That one definitely outside. That was low and away. 2-1 even count. Tanner on the 2-1. They're going to give that to her. 2-2 count on the outside edge of the plate. Tanner, 2-2 pitch. That one outside. Now a 3-2 even count. What pitch do you think she goes to here?
I think she got to just go straight fastball. That seemed to work on the first couple strikes.
I agree. Go straight for the explanation point. 3-2 pitch. That one's going to be fouled off. Still a 3-2 count. Tanner on the 3-2 coming. And she will swing on and miss for the strikeout.
Great start there for Tanner. She found herself up in the count early, and that's what's going to matter against Mooresville today.
Now the pitcher, Zoe Kugelman, is up to bat for Mooresville. Kugelman on the season batting .368 with 4 doubles and 3 triples and 2 home runs. So she's got a little bit of power. First pitch, that one way outside and off of the glove of the catcher, Stormer. 1-0 count. Now, something to note with Tanner, only a sophomore stepping into a huge role as the ace of this Westfield team. 1-0 pitch. That ball is going to be swung on, fouled off into the left field foul area.
It's kind of unfortunate where that landed because that easily could have been picked off if it was in a better spot because it was in the air for a while.
Yes, that ball had a lot of hang time. Grace Finelli was on it, it looked like. 1-1 count. And a swing and a miss from Tanner on the 1-2 pitch coming up. One-two pitch coming up for Tanner. They're going to give it to her for her second strikeout of the day.
Wow. Strong start for Tanner in this Rocks defense. 2 straight strikeouts there.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 3, Alexandra Cooper.
Now, we talked about Alexandra Cooper in the pregame. The shortstop coming up to bat, batting .582, 43 RBIs, 8 home runs, and a .656 on-base percentage. I mean, she is a very hard out. Tanner, first pitch. That one's going to be outside, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch. That one is in the dirt. 2-0 count. And I like the approach here from Tanner. Don't give Cooper anything right down the middle because she will crush it. 2-0 pitch coming for Tanner. Tanner on the 2-0. That one is going to be outside yet again. 3-0 count. Do you think maybe she's intimidated by Cooper, and that is why she's throwing these balls outside of the zone?
I'm not sure because those two first pitch batters also have a very impressive percentage. She finds herself down in this one. It's going to be interesting to see if she can call herself out of it.
3-0 pitch. That one is going to be outside, and Alexandra Cooper is going to take a walk to first base.
For the Pioneers, number 8, Kendall Lowry.
And I don't blame Tanner for being a little bit intimidated by Cooper, because Cooper, she's putting up like prime Barry Bonds numbers, you know?
Yeah.
Kendall Lowry, the catcher, is up to bat. Lowry batting .494 with 26 RBIs. I mean, that is equally as impressive.
And you notice this is just a stacked Mooresville
And
team.
Cooper is going to take off to second base. Will she make it there? She is safe at second base. A stolen base for Alexandra Cooper. 1-0 count, though.
Runner on second. And that was a great slide by Cooper there. As you saw, that ball got to second base very fast.
And we saw her ready to take off of first base. That ball is going to be fouled off by Lowry. 1-1 count. .26 RBIs on the season for Lowry. She is trying to make it 27. With Cooper looking to take off of second base. 1-1 pitch. That ball is going to be hit, and it will be caught. And that is going to end the inning.
Harris Snedeker with the play. What a catch.
Although Tanner giving up a hit, still no damage done. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back, bottom of the for Mooresville, and batting first, batting leadoff is the senior Maggie Rowe, and Maggie Rowe having an unbelievable season for Westfield, batting .429 with a home run and 8 RBIs. This is a great matchup. Who do you think will come out on top here between Kugelman and Rowe?
It's going to be tough because it's a great batter versus a great pitcher. I think Maggie Rowe will get the upper hand in this one. It's just the depth of the Westfield batting order that could really hurt them in this one.
Now, the one thing I really like about Maggie Rowe is that she doesn't hit for power. Yeah, she doesn't really hit for power. She only hits to get on base, and I think that's really what matters most.
And that's what you want in a good batter.
Yeah, like home runs are cool, you know, triples are cool, but what I'm looking for in a player is who can get on base, who can hit the ball hard, who can draw walks, and Maggie Rowe can do that for sure.
Maggie Rowe enters the box, and this side will get started.
First pitch coming for Kugelman. That one is going to be high and outside, 1-0 count. And you can hear the dugout chanting, "Go Maggie Rowe." 1-0 pitch. That one is going to be fouled off, 1-1 count. I mean, this Mooresville team, their pitching staff in general is incredible. 1.79 team ERA and a swing and miss by Rowe, 1-2 count.
But yeah, as you said, that ERA is probably one of the best in the state for softball. It's going to be tough to get on base today.
1-2 count. Rowe was swinging at an off speed down the middle, and that one is going to be grounded to the shortstop. And that is going to be an out.
I do not know if I agree with that call.
That is a close call. They called her out at first base.
Now batting for Rocks, number 7, Kayla Watson.
Michaela Watson, the center fielder, is up to bat. Watson, so far on the season, batting .313 as a freshman, which is unreal. A lot of youth on this Westfield team. And they're going to give that to Cougarman, 0-1 count. I think if I'm Kugelman, I think I go straight to the fastball here, kind of intimidate the freshman. They're going to call that a ball, 1-1 count, a little bit too high. One pitch. That one outside to the left, 2-1 even count.
And Watson's not swinging at anything so far.
Probably that's what's best. And she's going to foul that one off. And she shows impressive speed running to first base, so maybe even if that was a fair ball, maybe she could have made it there, but I doubt it. With Josie Hare at third base for Mooresville. And now a 3-2 even count. If you're Kugelman, what pitch are you going with here?
I feel like you definitely have to go inside the box here. You're not going to fool Watson. Obviously, she isn't swinging at anything.
She's going to hit this one, and that is a infield hit straight to the shortstop, but she shows off her speed. Watson shows off the speed, and she makes it to first base like I mentioned.
Now batting for Rocks, number 16, Ava Cainrath.
Ava Cainrath, she has been unreal for Westfield this season. Cainrath with 8 home runs, batting .381 with 29 RBIs, and she is going to foul that one off. It went over the fence.
And
now, me and you, we're used to calling baseball games where the fence is really high, but now a ball could go over the fence and possibly come into the press box. It's very unlikely, but
yeah.
that ball is going to be high, 1-1 count. But you saw Watson ready to take off the moment that pitch was thrown.
She knew she was hitting it for sure.
I mean, that's a pretty safe bet when you have Ava Cainrath batting. 1-1 pitch. That one is going to be right.
Yep.
Actually, they're going to call that a strike. I really don't get that call.
That
1-2
one almost
count.
hit her.
Yeah, that almost hit her. Couple of questionable calls so far. 1-2 count, and Watson is going to take off to second base. Did she make it there? And she is out. Do you agree with the decision to try and attempt to steal second base, especially after it failed?
Well, it's kind of hard because you're playing one of the best defenses in the state, so you just got to take chances. But there was also only one out in the inning, so
2-2 pitch. Cainrath is going to hit this straight to Hare, the third baseman, and that is going to be the third out of the inning. And going into the top of the second, it is tied 0-0. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back. Chloe Tanner back out on the mound, and we have a very interesting stat about Chloe Tanner. Chloe Tanner has pitched 101 innings. Now, she was going into this game pitching 100 innings in 19 appearances, and she has thrown a total of 1,694 pitches. I mean, crazy
Wow.
for a sophomore, too. Tanner looking to continue her dominance. She did give up a stolen base and a walk, but still, the strikeout numbers were definitely there for Tanner with 2 strikeouts. And Maddie Gainey is leading off here for Mooresville, batting .431 with 4 home runs. She definitely hits for power. What do you think the approach is for Tanner?
I guess you just gotta try to pitch around her and hope she kind of swings. It's with a batter as good as Maddie Gainey, you just can't go down the middle because that obviously risks her hitting a nuke. So
A nuke, I like that term. First pitch, they're going to give it to Tanner on the outside edge. 0-1 count.
great pitch, great accuracy there.
Oh, 0-1 pitch coming for Tanner. That ball is going to be hit into right field, foul territory, and a catch will not be made. That was a good attempt, though. Yeah, Maggie Rowe came flying into the foul territory, but unfortunately could not make the catch.
You see 3 rocks just flood towards that ball, but unfortunately none of them could get to it, and that brings up an 0-2 count.
Yep, 0-2 count. I'm sure there will be a discussion about that in the next team meeting about how they did not make that catch. 0-2 pitch. That one is going to be high and outside. 1-2 count. Tanner, 1-2 pitch. That one is also going to be high. 2-2 count. She was way ahead in the count, but now the count is starting to look a little bit more even. How do you think she can, kind of rust herself off and, finish this at bat?
It's going to be tough because if you try to pitch inside of the box,
Fouled off.
Maddie Gainey's just gonna hit it. So
Yeah, and like you mentioned that, she just absolutely nuked one into foul territory.
she's hit 2 balls, but they've both been fouls.
Two-two pitch coming for Tanner with 0 outs, nobody on base. 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be fouled off right by the fence.
That was right by our heads too.
Now for a hitter like Gainey, this is why they have the fence beyond the actual fence, because she can hit nukes into the street out here. 2-2 pitch coming, a little bit too high. 3-2 even count.
Wow, ahead 0-2 and now it's 3-2. What pitch do you think Chloe Tanner's gonna
I
try
think
to do
you
here?
go to what was working in the first inning. You go straight to the fastball. Don't try any fancy off speed. Just go straight for the business. Go straight for the fastball. The 3-2 pitch. That ball is going to be hit, and it is going to be caught by Rowe for the first out.
Great defense there. Chloe Tanner escaped the walk there.
Pioneers, number 6, Sydney Newton.
Sydney Newton, the first baseman. She is batting .294 with 3 home runs. Yet again, another power hitter. First pitch. That one's going to be straight down the middle. 0-1 count.
Newton was frozen on that one.
Yeah, not much you can do with that one, especially early in the at-bat. Really not much you can do with a fastball right down the middle. 0-1 pitch. That one is
Another
also going
one.
to be a strike.
Wow.
Once again for the second straight at-bat. 0-2 count. Tanner on the 0-2. That one is going to be fouled off. Finelli did not make the catch in foul territory. Still an 0-2 count. Yep, second time today where Grace Finelli has made a great effort in foul territory. I will give her that. O2 pitch, Tanner. That one's also going to be fouled off.
Couple straight foul balls. That one was uncatchable.
But the question is, though, can Newton make Tanner pay and crush one along that third base line, that third base foul line in left field?
I mean, she has 3 home runs this year. Obviously has shown that she has the power.
0-2 count. And that one, I don't agree with that call. They're going to call
Wow.
the ball. That looked like a strike to me.
That looked as center as can be in the zone there.
One-two count with 1 out. Tanner, 1-2 count, and she
Foul.
made a little bit of contact on that ball, and they're going to say a foul ball, but that was a nasty pitch, I will say. And for those of you who have been watching the baseball broadcast, this is the first time I've said the word nasty on a broadcast since 2 weeks ago. So I used to say it all the time, so I hope you're all proud of me that I've gone past that phase in my broadcasting life. 1-2 pitch. That one is going to be crushed into right field, and it will be caught.
Grace Feltz with the catch. And that's going to send 2 outs up on the board. As number 10 for the Pioneers steps up to bat.
Yep, Sierra Kramer. The DH, Sierra Kramer. Kramer on the season batting .323 with a home run. Kramer only a sophomore, so we have Tanner on the mound, a sophomore. It's sophomore versus sophomore with the 2 outs on the board. First pitch, Tanner, that one is going to be fouled off. Now, what do you think the approach should be for Kramer here with 2 outs on the board?
Just try to get on base. There's really no other way around it here.
Yeah, I agree. Be patient. Try to get on base. 0-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Did she foul that off?
I think she did.
She made a little bit of contact, so 0-2 count. She made barely enough contact on that high pitch.
Chloe Tanner is 1 strike away from retiring the side.
0-2 count, 2 outs. Top of the second. Tanner on the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that is going to end the inning. Chloe Tanner with the fastball looking great. And going into the bottom of the second, still 0-0. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back. And Allie Dolence is up to bat for Westfield, the first baseman. She is a senior and batting .305 with 7 home runs, which is second on the team behind Cainrith. So a power hitter for sure. I mean, the perfect mix of an on-base machine and power. That just all combines to create a great hitter. Kugelman, first pitch. That ball is going to be fouled off. That soared over the fence. Oh, 1 count. Kugelman on the 0-1. That was some off speed, but will be fouled off into left field foul territory. 0-2 count. Kugelman way ahead in the count. But don't give Dolink any off speed. It just won't work out in your favor, and she tried it there. They're not going to give that to Kugelman, even though I know we're supposed to be biased for Westfield. That looked like it was inside in the zone, maybe a little bit too high, but 1-2 count. Kugelman, 1-2 pitch. And they're going to give it to her.
Wow.
And that is the first strikeout of the day for Zoe Kugelman.
Paris Snedeker up to bat now, batting .286 on the year. 3 home runs.
First pitch, Kugelman. That ball is going to be fouled off. That looked like it was going to go over the first baseman's head. That looked like it was going straight over the head of Sydney Newton. If it would have been fair.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 pitch. That ball definitely a ball that was right by the hands of Snedeker. 1-1 count. One pitch. That is going to be an infield hit for Snedeker.
Great call by the umpire there. I was kind of worried he would call her out there, but made the right call.
If he did call her out, then that would be the wrong call, because I knew right there, especially with a shorter infield, when that was hit right to the second baseman, I knew automatically that she was going to make it there. Now up to bat is Grace Finelli, and that one is going to be fouled off for the first pitch. Finelli, so far on the season, is batting .290. Last night against Southmont, she went 2 for 4. 0-1 pitch. That ball is going to be hit right to the shortstop, and an error is made. And would you look at that? We have a runner on second and a runner on first. That right there was Cooper making a costly error.
Now the pitcher, Chloe Tanner, up to bat. Tanner batting at .250.
She's young, though, but we have a runner in scoring position with Snedeker. She's going to hit that right to Cooper, and that is going to be an out, but the runners will advance. We have 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
Now batting for your Rocks, number 8, Grace Phelps.
And Grace Phelps is up to bat, the DH. First pitch fouled off. And Phelps batting .324 with 2 home runs. Also on the season for Phelps, 8 RBIs. Can she make it a 9th and a 10th? 0-1 pitch, and a swing and a miss on the outside edge pitch.
0-2 count now. And all of a sudden, this is not looking good for Westfield.
I
Can
mean-
Krugelman get herself out of this jam?
It would be quite the jam. 0-2 pitch. That ball is going to be hit, and it is going to be caught by the first baseman, and that is going to end the inning. Westfield, 2 runners in scoring position left stranded. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back, top of the third, still no score. How can both teams get on the gun when it comes to scoring?
It's just so tough because both these pitchers are doing such a great job so far. As we saw Kugelman get herself out of a jam. Chloe Tanner's been balling out. Just focus on getting base. I don't really think you can expect many home runs in this one. Just try to get on base, and that's all you can do.
Yep, Sophia Guy only batting .215 with 14 RBIs, though, and 3 triples. But Tanner last night did not pitch against Southmont. That was Mackenzie Hyatt, and they did that for a good reason. They knew this Mooresville team was tough competition, and they needed their ace for this matchup. Like I mentioned, Sophia Guy, the center fielder, not really hitting well, only .215. Can she bounce back against one of the best pitchers in the state in Chloe Tanner? First pitch, Tanner, she's going to try and bunt, but it is a missed bunt, 0-1 count. Now, I mean, to swing and miss at a bunt, that is like an all-time low for a hitter. To even be bunting in the first place, 0-1 count, that one in the dirt, so a 1-1 count. One pitch coming, Tanner. Tanner on the 1-1. That ball a little bit too high, 2-1 even count. Sophia Guy not taking too many swings other than the bunt that she missed. So we'll see if that will change here on the 2-1 pitch coming. 2-1 count, that one a little bit too high, 3-1 count.
Can Tanner make a comeback in this at-bat? 3-1 count.
I mean, I think you give her off speed down the middle. I mean, it's not like Guy is going to crush it or anything. 3-1 count. And that ball is going to be caught by Maggie Rowe. What a catch by Maggie Rowe for the first out of the inning.
Just a great play.
Rocket Rowe at second base, and now batting for the Pioneers, number 16.
It looked like that was going way overhead, but she jumped and leaped.
Crazy catch. Now coming up to bat for Mooresville, it's going to be Sophia Culp, the right fielder. Culp on the season batting .375 with 2 RBIs, but only in 12 games. So the sample size is a little bit smaller than other players on the team. First pitch, she's going to try and bunt, and Finelli is going to make an error. So Culp is going to make it on base. And
Just unfortunate there for Grace Finelli.
Madison Olson.
It looks like it took an awkward bounce up off the dirt.
And also, Chloe Tanner, I hate to mention it now, she had a no-hitter going until it was broken up right there. Very unfortunate. Now up to bat is Josie Hare, the third baseman. One out. And did she try to bunt there? And they're going to call a strike, another missed bunt. And Hare, looking at the batting average, 242 with 3 doubles. I mean, yeah, I can see why you're bunting. And I mean no disrespect whatsoever by that, but I see why you're bunting in that situation. Runner on first, 0-1 count. And that ball is going to be into the glove of Finelli. This time she will make the play at first base for an out, but still the runners will advance to second base.
That one was close.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number
It looked like they were going to
21,
mark her
Zoe
safe on that one, but
And Zoe Kugelman is now up to bat yet again. She is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That ball is going to be outside. 1-0 count. Culp, she's looking at third base pretty intensely. Do you think maybe she takes a run for it?
I think
I mean,
so.
two outs, it's risky, but maybe. I wouldn't, but 1-0 count. That ball is going to be fouled off. Finelli is going to make a great effort, and she makes the catch with her bare hand. And that will end the inning. Grace Finelli.
Furious Finelli at third to end the top half.
We are still scoreless going into the bottom of the third. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. Bottom of the third.
Number 5, Avery Banis.
Avery Banis, the left fielder, is up to bat now. Avery Banis, only a sophomore, but still batting .250 with 4 doubles and a home run. Kugelman having a pretty solid outing so far. First pitch. That one is going to be a little bit outside, 1-0 count. But let's go back to that amazing bare-handed catch by Grace Finelli. It looked like it went outside of her glove, and then she makes the catch with her right hand.
Yeah, and it was in foul territory near the fences.
They're going to give that to her, 1-1 count.
And if you look back at that last, it wasn't inning, but the last side, that was 2 great catches by Maggie Rowe and Grace Finelli that if they didn't make those catches, who knows, Mooresville could have been on the board by now.
Maybe. And a swing and a miss by Banis. That pitch looked a little bit too high. I don't get the swing, but she's, once again, Banis is young. The experience isn't quite there yet, but possibly as she gets older, she will improve. That ball is going to be outside, 2-2 count. Two-two pitch, Kugelman. That one is going to be fouled off. Now, we've seen about 5 pitches go over the foul fence. It makes you wonder, with the press box being right here, it kind of makes you think maybe a ball might come our way.
Yeah.
2-2 count, and a swing and a miss on the off speed. She's going to run it out to first base, but it won't matter. For the first out of the inning,
Number 1, Maggie
Back to the top of the order, it's going to be Maggie Rowe, who I believe struck out on her first at-bat, or, ground outed.
Yep, 0 for 1, made an incredible catch, though, in the last side of the inning, first pitch. And that is going to hit her, actually, and she is going to take a walk to first base. Now, look, I know they call the sport softball, but those balls are not soft.
Yeah.
Now batting for your Rocks, number 7, Kayla Watson.
Michaela Watson, who had an infield hit earlier, is now up to bat. First pitch, that is going to be fouled off right by the fence.
Probably the 6th ball that's hit this fence right in front of us tonight.
Yeah.
Or today.
Maggie Rowe, 12 stolen bases. Can it be a 13th here? Oh, 1 pitch. And it looked like she took off there, but she went back to first base, which is probably the right move because this Mooresville infield, they were prepared for that. 1-1 pitch, and a swing and a miss by Watson. Kugelman with a great fastball on the 1-2 coming up. Kugelman, 1-2 pitch coming. That ball is going to be outside, 2-2 count. Two-two pitch coming, Kugelman, and a swing and a miss. We saw Maggie Rowe was looking to take off, but it doesn't matter for yet another strikeout for Kugelman, the second of the inning.
Now batting for your Rocks, number 16, Ava Kainrath.
Ava Kainrath is up to bat yet again, 0 for 1. She's been hit by 8 pitches this season. It's almost like she's a target, and she's going to foul that one off.
And one thing you notice with Kainrath is she swings at about everything.
Kainrath last night had 1 plate appearance against Southmont. I guess they were saving her up for today, and she walked in that plate appearance. Maggie Rowe is going to take off to second base, and she will make it there after an error at second base. So Maggie Rowe in scoring position with the RBI machine, Kainrath.
And she was thinking about heading for third after the error, but ball was picked up quickly by center field.
One count for Kainrath with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch, and the off speed is going to make her freeze. 1-2 count. Or 2-1 count, actually. They called that a ball? Really? Really? This umpire, questionable. 2-1 count. Even count. And the fastball a little bit too low. 3-1 count. Three-one pitch. That ball is going to be crushed in the center field, and the catch will be made, and that is going to end the inning. And although there were some great moments in this inning, still, Kugelman is able to escape unfazed. We'll be right back. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back, and top of the fourth, still a 0-0 ball game. Alexandra Cooper up to bat. She has a walk today, and like we've mentioned, an absolute on-base machine. Tanner still out there. Chloe Tanner having a pretty solid day, giving up only 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. First pitch, and a swing and a miss on the outside pitch. 0-1 count. A 1 pitch. She tried to bunt, and that one is going to be in the dirt. Wild pitch, so 1-1 count. Luckily, nobody on base. One count. They're going to give that to her right down the middle. 1-2 count. Tanner on the 1-2. That ball outside in the dirt for the second straight, not straight time, but for the second time in this at bat. Possibly looking to rebound.
And Tanner strike out Cooper here.
Yep, on the 2-2 pitch, that would be quite a moment. 2-2 pitch, Tanner. That ball is going to be lifted into center field, and the catch will be made by the shortstop.
And that one flew. That was one of the most
Yep,
higher
Snedeker.
ascending balls I've ever
Yep,
seen.
Snedeker making the catch there. That ball had a lot of hang time, like you mentioned.
Yep.
So
One out.
now, Kendall Lowry, who is 0 for 1 on the day, is up to bat. First pitch, Tanner. That ball is going to be crushed and fouled off. That ball had a lot of speed on it. Oh, 1 count for Lowry. Like we've mentioned, in 24 games played, a 494 average with 26 RBIs for Kendall Lowry is absolutely wild. A 1 pitch, and a swing and a miss on the off speed. 0-2 count with 1 out.
Filthy pitch there by Tanner, and she caught her by surprise there because Tanner hasn't really been going with the off speed really today.
Now, Aiden, you did something really dangerous. Filthy. You added another word to my vocabulary. 0-2 count. That ball is going to be crushed into left field, and it is gone! Kendall Lowry with a home run, and that puts Mooresville on the board, 1-0.
Opening the scoring of this game.
Kendall Lowry.
And she's going to gritty to home plate.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 24, Maddie Gainey.
Maddie Gainey is up to bat. She is 0 for 1 today. But after that home run, as a pitcher, how do you mentally recover from that?
I'm not really sure. She did everything right on that. The only issue was the batter there in Lowry just read that perfectly. She saw that Tanner went with the off speed in the previous pitch. You know she's probably going to go with the fastball in the next. She read that perfectly.
First pitch, And that ball is going to be hit well into foul territory, and it will be out of the glove of Delnick. Are you kidding me? She had that in foul territory for the catch. I cannot believe that. The second error made today in foul territory by Westfield. Terrible. 0-1 count. No harm, no foul, though. 0-1 count. You recover from these moments. Tanner on the 0-1. That ball in the dirt didn't even make it to home plate. 1-1 count. Now back to that home run by Lowry. Avery Banis, she was just running back to the fence, but there was no way she was going to make that catch. I mean, that one was absolutely crushed. 1-1 count. That one by the arms of Gainey, so a 2-1 count, even count.
And also another thing, even if she was back at the fence, I'm not really sure if she could make a leap to get it. I mean, that one was rushed.
Yeah, 2-1 count. That one way outside and outside of the glove of Stormer. 3-1 count Tanner in the fourth inning, not having her stuff. Tanner on the 3-1 pitch. That one is going to be hit well. And Maggie Rowe with yet another good catch. And that is going to bring on the second out of the inning. Now Sydney Newton is up to bat.
Sydney Newton now up to bat.
0 for 1 on the day.
If you notice with Mooresville, they've had a lot of hits towards the infield that have been kind of lofted up to be easy to catch, as that one's going to be lofted up over us.
Yeah, over us right there. That one looked like it went on the roof of the press box. And you can tell Newton, power hitter, you can tell she wants all of these balls.
Wow. Straight down the zone there from Tanner.
On the fastball, 0-2 pitch. It's not going to make that in time, that throw in time. Even though Newton, not the fastest. We'll go with that. Not the fastest. 0-2 count with 2 outs. Pitch. That ball, Maggie Rowe will make an error, and would you look at that? Newton is going to make her way to first base on an infield error.
I believe that is the only second hit of the game, maybe third.
Yep, third. Yep, Sierra Kramer 0 for 1 on the day, but that may change. Now Sierra Kramer on the season, 1 home run. We saw it earlier with Lowry. She hadn't hit a home run all season. Can that change here? Or she had only hit 1 home run on the season. Can that change? 1-0 count. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1-0 count. Tanner, and they swing and they miss. 1-1 count. Talk about a long inning for Tanner.
Yeah, and it would be very important to strike Kramer out here. Because if you let her walk, then that means you put 2 runners on base and 1 in scoring position.
Now a 2-1 count. Newton does not have a stolen base on the season, which is really not surprising. 2-1 count. That ball is going to be lifted into center field, going back, and the catch will be made to end the inning. And Chloe Tanner gave up a home run in the inning, but still she's able to only escape by giving up only 1 run. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back with the bottom of the 4th, and Mooresville with a 1-0 lead. And talk about a wild top of the 4th for Westfield and Mooresville. And that ball is going to be lifted foul territory, Dolans, and that is going to land in foul territory, so fouled off, 0-1 count.
3 white jerseys almost got to that one, though.
Dolans is 0 for 1 on the day, but that could change here. Well, it will change no matter what. 0-1 count. Kugelman on the 0-1. That one is going to be hit into right field, and that is going to go down for a base hit for Dolans.
Dolans found the gap well on that hit. Right in between the first baseman and the second baseman.
Now batting for your Rocks, number 11, Kara Snedeker.
And Kugelman giving up her 3rd hit of the day. And Snedeker 0 for 1 on the day is up to bat, but with Dolans on first base, we'll see what happens here. First pitch, she's going to try and bunt, and Dolans took off.
Yeah.
But luckily she makes it back to first base without being called out. And time is called. And we have a meeting with the umpire here. And
Look, we got a designated runner coming on.
Sophie Easterhouse is now the designated runner. Easterhouse on the season, she has 3 stolen bases, so good decision by Revercom to bring her out. Now keep in mind, you all are witnessing history. To my knowledge, this is the first softball game called in here, to my knowledge, according to Coach Revercom. That one is going to be fouled off on the bunt. So 1-1. And 1-1 pitch. He's going to try and bunt yet again, but that one will be fouled off. If that was a fair ball, that looked like it could have been catastrophic for Mooresville.
Yeah. Let's see if Kara Snedeker can do it here. 1-2 count.
Yeah, Snedeker on the 1-2. She's going to foul that one off over the fence, right on the press box roof too. It sounded like 1-2 pitch with Easterhouse on first base with 0 outs. Kugelman having a good outing so far. 1-2, and she will strike her out.
Now Grace Finelli stepping up to the plate. Finelli 1 for 1 on the day.
First pitch. They're not going to give that to Kugelman. It's going to be a 1-0 count. That looked like a strike to me.
I feel like it all depended on if they said she checked her swing.
1-0 pitch. That one is going to be lifted into center field, going back, and it is going to be caught for the first out of the inning. Or the second out of the inning, my bad. That was Sophia Guy on the catch. And Chloe Tanner, the pitcher, up to bat. Tanner, it looks like she's going to try and bunt here, actually, which I don't get that. And Easterhouse is going to take off, and she is going to be ruled out on the stolen base attempt, and that is going to end the inning. I mean, I really don't get that with two outs to try and steal second.
Wasn't really close on it either.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Second baseman had time to pick it up, take a breath, and then tag her.
Yeah.
But that'll retire the side, or the inning, I guess.
Yeah,
we're going to head into the 5th inning.
Yeah, very frustrating way to end the inning. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. Top of the 5th inning, Sophia Guy is up to bat. Chloe Tanner looking to shake off a pretty rough 4th inning here in the 5th, where she gave up an absolute bomb to Kendall Lowry. So let's see if she can bounce back here in this inning. The center fielder Guy, who made the catch to retire the side or retire the inning earlier, is now up to bat. And Rivercom is going to have a discussion with the umpire. Maybe a lineup adjustment. And I believe that is exactly what is happening here. We will now resume play. First pitch to Guy. They're going to give that to Tanner. 0-1 count on the outside edge, it looked like to me. Tanner on the 0-1. That ball is going to be lifted into right center field, and it will land. She's going to make her way around to second base, and Sophia Guy with a double.
Great bat there.
Now batting for the Pioneers.
And she found that gap perfectly behind the infield, but in front of the outfield. And it just kind of bounced back towards the fence.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, found the perfect position right there, the perfect spot in the outfield to deliver. And now Sophia Culp is up to bat. She is 1 for 1 with the Guy in scoring position with 0 outs.
Guy.
That ball is going to be outside, and Guy, she had a heavy lead off of second base.
It looks like she was trying to go for the steal on third.
Which I don't get why. I mean, you could tell when she was running on the base paths, she has the speed if there were to be a hit to make it home, so I don't get the risk. And she tried to bunt there, and she's going to make her way back to second base. Guy will, so now a 1-1 count. Culp, the right fielder. The two Sophias, one in center field, Guy, and then Culp in right field. They're actually both spelled differently, too. 1-1 count. That one is going to be fouled off. 1-2. One-two count, a runner on second, 0 outs. Tanner on the 1-2, that one way outside. 2-2 count. And Tanner, ever since the beginning of the 4th inning started, I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Space Jam, where the Monstars take away the talent of the NBA players. That's what's kind of happening with Tanner here. It seems like a lot of her stuff, her best stuff, is just gone away. 2-2 pitch. That one is also going to be outside. Now a 3-2 count. A 3-2 even count, 0 outs, a runner in scoring position. Already a tough position to be in if you are Chloe Tanner. Three-two, and a swing and a miss. Just what Chloe Tanner needed to get her momentum back.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Pioneers and number 25, Madison Olson.
And now batting is Madison Polson for Mooresville. She is 0-for-2 with a strikeout today. First pitch, she's going to try and bunt, and it will be fouled off. And you saw right there, Guy, she took off.
Yeah.
The moment that ball, you heard the crack at the bat. The moment you heard the crack at the bat, she took off.
He wants third base.
And now with 1 out, I mean, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
And a stoppage in play. Tanner is actually tying her shoe, and that is the result of the stoppage in play. Now I think would be the perfect time to possibly have Stormer go up there and have a mound visit, but apparently not. They're going to have an infield visit. Now we're good to go. 0-1 count, 1 out with a runner on second, Sophia Guy. Top of the order, Madison Polson. 0-1 pitch, and that ball is going to be fair, and it's actually going to bounce foul.
Smart play by Finelli there to let it bounce out. It landed in and fair, but it had spin on it, and she read it, and that resulted in a foul ball.
Yep, 0-2 count with 1 out now. Chloe Tanner with a strikeout earlier. Can she continue her pretty solid inning other than giving up the double? Tanner on the 0-2 pitch. That one is going to be outside and fouled off again. I believe that would be the 4th or 5th foul ball of the at-bat.
Tanner still ahead 0-2 in the count.
Yep, 0-2 count with 1 out. Keep in mind, Zoe Kugelman is up on deck, and that ball is going to be hit into fair territory, and it looks like she is going to make it to first base, and she's actually, an error is made, and she's going to make it to second base too. Are you kidding me? just an absolute lack of communication. She's actually going to go back to first base. But
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 21, Zoe Kugelman.
never mind, they're going to keep her at second base. They threw the ball back to Chloe Tanner, but still, it didn't matter as Polson just took off running to second base. She saw her opportunity and took it. I mean, you have to be smarter with the ball right there. Now with the guy on third, Polson on second base, I mean, this is not a good position to be in with Kugelman, who is a pretty solid hitter. Although 0 for 2 today with a strikeout, she's pretty solid, and with 2 runners in scoring position, Kugelman will be looking for her 12th and 13th RBIs. First pitch, she tried to bunt, and it's going to be fouled off. 1 out. Look, I know many people of the game of baseball and softball are purists, and they think bunting's fine. I think bunting is boring, and it slows down the game. I don't like it, but still, here we are. 0-1 count. I am definitely not a purist of the game. 0-1 pitch, and that one is going to land. Is that a fair ball? That looked like that was like right on the line of foul and fair.
That's confusing.
And it looks like that is actually a fair ball. So Guy is going to make her way home, and now 2 runners in scoring position. Are you kidding me? An RBI for Zoe
Now batting for
Kugelman.
the Pioneers, number 3, Alexandra Cooper.
Alexandra Cooper now on deck, or up to bat, and we all know how incredible she is with a 582 average going into this game. And 2 runners in scoring position. This is going to get pretty bad for Westfield. That was a very questionable call. That ball right on the edge of foul and fair over by left field. That ball is going to be nuked into foul territory right by the left field bullpen. 0-1 count. Cooper 0 for 1 today with a walk. A 1 pitch, that one a little bit outside, 1-1 count. But now Kugelman and Polson in scoring position. This is a very bad situation if you are Westfield. With only 1 out, too. 1-1 pitch. That ball a little bit too high, 2-1 count. Two 2-1 count with 1 out. Tanner, did she check her swing? They're going to call the ball. 3-1 count. So she did not check her swing. Double check with the umpire. So now a 3-1 count. A ball thrown here would mean the bases are now loaded.
And already down 2-0 with only 1 out. That is probably the last thing you would want if you're Westfield.
3-1 pitch. He's going to foul that one off. Now an even count. Now a 3-2. Now we're talking about possibly Tanner bouncing back from this jam that she is in. Probably the most important pitch of the game coming up, in my opinion, so far. Three-two. That ball is going to be lifted in the center field, going back, and it is going to be caught. And a runner will make it home, so A 3-0 ball game despite Cooper getting out. Polson making her way home to make it a 3-0 ball game.
Gentlemen, check your phones. One has been left at the concession stand. If you're missing your phone, it's probably at the concession stand. Now batting for your Pioneers, number 8, Kendall Lowry.
Kendall Lowry homered and hit an absolute dinger in her last at-bat. Some may call it a swamp donkey. I don't. Kugelman's still on second base. First pitch, that one is going to be lifted. Banis, will she make the catch? Yes, she will, and that will end the inning. Another kind of iffy inning for Chloe Tanner, so a 3-0 ball game going into the bottom of the 5th. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. Bottom of the 5th, Chloe Tanner leading off. And if you're Chloe Tanner in the batting box here going up against Kugelman, who you just gave up an RBI double to her, how are you approaching that when now you're hitting against her? That ball is going to be outside. But to answer my own question, I think you kind of leave the past behind you in a sense, and you basically just wipe the slate clean, but also remember your mistakes from the previous at-bats. 0-1 count. That ball is going to be outside, 1-1 count. Kugelman on the 1-1 pitch. That one will be grounded straight to Kugelman, and that will make Tanner out at first base for the first out of the inning.
Probably one of the easier outs we've seen today. Slow ground out.
Now the DH, Grace Feltz, is up to bat. Feltz 0 for 1 on the day. And it's going to stay that way after a catch is made by the second baseman. That right there was Madison Polson on
now
the
it's
catch.
4 pitches, 2 outs so far this side for Westfield.
Now Avery Banis is up to bat. She is 0 for 1 today. The left fielder, Banis. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Kugelman, she's got her best stuff on lock today. Pitching a complete game shutout so far. That ball is going to be fouled off over the fence. 0-2 count. Only 3 hits given up by Kugelman today, 0-2 count. Now a 1-2 count on the pitch that was outside to the right. 1-2 count with 2 outs. Kugelman on the 1-2. They're going to get her out. Avery Banis will strike out, and that is going to end the 5th inning. Going into the top of the 6th, can the Westfield Shamrocks rally? We will find out. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back, top of the 6th. The Westfield Shamrocks down 3-0. Chloe Tanner is still on the mound. How can they make an improbable comeback?
It's obviously going to be tough considering Mooresville is still has the bulk of their order left to go this inning. It's going to be very hard considering this defense has kind of lost at the last couple innings. But also the offense as well. The offense, I think it was 5 or 6 pitches.
Now look, I hate to mention this now, but Mooresville, they are 8-0 on the season when they hit a home run. I mean, not good at all. Tanner, first pitch to Gainey. They're going to give it to Tanner. 0-1 count. Great start to the inning. Westfield, they are 5-1 when they commit 0 errors, and they have made 2 today, so not looking too good on that. That one's going to be in the dirt, 1-1 count. Tanner on the 1-1. That ball is going to be lifted into right field. Will it land? And that is going to land, actually. Gainey. Grace Phelps made a great effort on that play, but Gainey is going to make her way to second base for a double. First hit of the afternoon, I guess morning or afternoon, whatever you prefer, for Gainey. Now Sydney Newton up to bat. Sydney Newton on the day so far is 1 for 2. I expect maybe a pinch runner coming in, possibly for Gainey. I could be wrong. As Gainey on the season, 1 stolen base on 1 stolen base attempt. So you never know. First pitch, Tanner, that one a little bit too high. 1-0 count. Yeah, the two-seam fastball, it looked like to me. Some people also call it a riser. It rose a little bit too much. 1-0 count. They're not going to give that to Tanner. Wow, 2-0 count. And we hear the umpire for the Pioneers of Mooresville. She's calling for Avery. And possibly a lineup change coming, possibly a pinch runner. And I think that's exactly what is happening here. And for Mooresville, pinch running is Avery Owens.
Number 15, Avery Owens.
Calling for Avery Owens. So Avery Owens, 4 stolen bases. She's been caught stealing 1 time. Am I a prophet or am I not? I said maybe put in a pinch runner, and here we are.
Yeah.
Two-oh count, and a swing and a miss by Tanner. Just what Tanner needed to make it an even count, 2-1. The first baseman, Sydney Newton. Still 0 outs. Tanner on the 2-1 pitch. That ball is going to be lifted into center field, shallow center field actually, and Rowe is going to make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 10, Sierra Kramer.
And now Sierra Kramer up to bat. She is 0 for 2. She struck out earlier. First pitch, she's going to try and bunt, and it will be a fair ball bunt. And although she will be out at first, the runner will advance. Avery Owens now on third base with 2 outs now. And Sophia Guy, who ripped a double in her last at-bat, is now up to bat. 1 for 2 on the day with a double. An RBI double. Actually, no, it was not an RBI double. That was Kugelman who hit the RBI double. But she did make it home. First pitch, they're going to give that right down the middle to Tanner. 0-1 count. Tanner on the 0-1 pitch. That one will be a ball. That is a very iffy call, but still 1-1 count.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that one. Definitely controversial.
One count. Tanner on the 1-1 pitch. That one, 2-seam fastball, too high, 2-1 count. Tanner, 2-1 pitch. That one is going to be hit, and an error will be made. And like that, a run will be scored by Mooresville, and that's going to make it a 4-0 ball game. An RBI yet again for Sophia Guy.
16, Sophia Culp.
Now Sophia Culp is up to bat. Easterhouse made her way home, and now 4 earned runs and 7 hits for Tanner with only 4 strikeouts.
And as you remember, 2 of those strikeouts came in the very first inning of the game.
Now the comeback is looking a little bit more improbable. Sophia Guy will make her way to second base, and she will be safe. Yet another stolen base allowed on Chloe Tanner's watch. Chloe Tanner really not having her stuff ever since the beginning of the 4th inning. And being a pitcher, I've talked about it during the baseball broadcast, maybe not physically, but mentally, it might be the hardest position to play in sports.
Absolutely.
0-1 count, that one is going to be fouled off. I think the only thing mentally that might be harder than pitching is being a kicker in football. I think that might be another very hard position to play in sports mentally. Oh, 2 count, 2 outs. Culp with Guy in scoring position. 0-2 count, and they swing and a miss.
That'll retire the side. Mooresville gets 1 this inning. That's their 3rd straight inning that they've scored.
Yep, bottom of the 6th. Actually, top of the 7th, actually. Yeah, no, bottom of the 6th. We're going into the bottom of the 6th. And this is Not looking good for Westfield. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back here, and bottom of the 6th inning. This is not a great showing for Westfield today, both offensively and defensively. Zoe Kugelman absolutely dealing so far on the day. 5 innings so far on the day, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk, and 0 earned runs. That ball is going to be outside, ball 1. One out count, Maggie Rowe up to bat. Rowe, so far on the day, is 0 for 1. That ball is also going to be a little bit too high, 2-0 count. She was hit by a pitch, too, in her last at-bat. Two-0 pitch. That ball is going to be swung on to the first baseman, and that is going to be an out. Yep, Sydney Newton making the out.
Now batting for your Rocks, number 7, Michaela Watson.
Michaela Watson has one of only 3 hits by this Westfield offense, and it was an infield hit using her speed to get to first base back in the bottom of the 1st inning. 1 out. That ball is going to be fouled off, and it will be caught in foul territory. That
Already.
right there.
Already 2 outs this
Yep.
inning.
Josie Hare making the catch.
Rocks, number 16, Ava Gainrath.
Ava Cainrath up to bat. I think Ava Cainrath, great hitter. She's definitely due for a hit. The right fielder, Cainrath, first pitch. That one made her freeze right down the middle. 0-1 count.
Great pitch by Kugelman there.
Yeah, Kugelman having a great outing today. 0-1 pitch. The off-speed gets her right down the middle. That pitch had incredible movement. It looked a little bit too high, but then dropped right into the middle of the zone.
And that was a textbook off-speed pitch there.
0-2 pitch. That one's going to be a little bit outside. 1-2 count. That looked like a curveball to me, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that going back to that last pitch, that looked like a curveball to me. Unfortunately, we don't have like a pitch com thing that has the pitch types. Yeah, again, the off speed, but that time a little bit too high. 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. That ball is going to be fair. Grounded to third baseman Hare, and that is going to be another out, and that's going to end the inning.
2 quick innings for Westfield offensively.
And top of the 7th, Westfield looking to rally in a big way. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back. Chloe Tanner will finish the game off for the Westfield Shamrocks. She has given up 4 earned runs. Why do you think they kept her out there?
I mean, if you look at the pitching depth in Westfield, I mean, Chloe Tanner's used to pitching this amount of innings. It's probably their best bet to keep her out there and just finish out the game.
Yeah, I think a big reason behind that actually was last night, Kenzie Hyatt and Shia Vose went and pitched in the game against Southmont, the win. So I think they're keeping Tanner out there to keep the arms, not tired, awake. I mean, what's the opposite of tired? I'm totally blanking, man. It's early in the morning.
Fresh, I guess you'd say.
Fresh. Yeah, there we go. First pitch, that ball is going to be fouled off. How did I not think of that? Fresh. How did I not think of that? 0-1 count, though. Polson, 1 for 2 with a strikeout today. 0-1 count. That ball is going to be outside, 1-1 count. Tanner, 1-1 pitch. That one will be outside. 2-1 count, even. Tanner looking to possibly end her pretty bad outing, actually, with a high note. Infield in. They're going to call that a strike. Really? That looked low and outside to me, but I'll take it. 2-2 count. That ball is going to be fouled off. And Westfield, something to note with them, on the season, they are 8-5 when they strike out 6 or more batters. And Tanner has 5 strikeouts currently. So, very unlikely, but still, history is in our favor. But I doubt they can pull away with this one. That ball is going to be lifted into left field, and Banis will make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 21, Zoe Kugelman.
Zoe Kugelman, the pitcher, is now up to bat. She is 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. First pitch, Kugelman's going to ground that one, and another error is made by Westfield. Are you kidding me? And Kugelman's going to make her way to first base. Kara Snedeker making yet another error, and it looked like she got hit in the face by the ball too.
It kind of awkwardly bounced up and off her glove and up towards her chin.
Is she okay? We see an infield meeting to check on her. But still, 3rd error she's made today. I mean, fielding has been terrible for Westfield today so far. But the one thing I would do if I were Westfield's coaching staff, if I were Revercom, next game or next practice, really just emphasize fielding and not making errors and keeping the ball safe. I think that is really what matters most on defense.
Looks like Snedeker should be good.
Now Alexandra Cooper, the dreaded Alexandra Cooper, still without a hit today, so Tanner has that going for her. First pitch. That one's going to be outside. Actually, they're going to call that a strike. Wow. 0-1 count. I mean, I don't get the call, but still. 0-1 pitch. Okay, that ball was outside. 1-1 count. Cooper 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Looking for hit number 1 on the 1-1 count. And she will get that, actually. Going for third base, and Kugelman will make it to third base after an infield hit by Alexandra Cooper for her first hit of the day.
And that came off hot off the bat. That was a fast hit.
Yeah, Dellens there, she tried to make the grab, but that ball was just too hard of a hit ball. And now Kendall Lowry, who homered earlier, is looking to possibly repeat her success with 1 out and a runner on third and first on the corners. Tanner, first pitch, that ball is going to be fouled off. And you see Cooper, she's ready to take off of first base.
Yeah.
Cooper on the season, a whopping 16 stolen bases.
Wow.
20 stolen base attempts, so she's been caught stealing 4 times. 0-1 count. And Cooper is going to take a walk to second base, and nobody did anything about that. Now 2 runners in scoring position. 1-1 pitch with 1 out. Tanner on the 0-1. That ball looked a little bit too high. 2-1 count. Tanner looking to get out of the jam. 2-1 pitch, and that ball is going to be lifted into left field. Banis, will she make the catch? Yes, she will. Now 1 out away from possibly escaping this inning without any damage done.
And that's going to be tough considering how much of a jam there is right now. Runners on second and third.
Maddie Gainey, 1 for 3 on the day. We'll see what can happen here with 2 runners in scoring position. Gainey so far this season when it comes to RBIs, she has 21 RBIs, looking for her 22nd and 23rd. That ball is going to be lifted, going foul. That was crushed, and that actually hit an old man right there. He's okay, luckily, but that ball hit an old man right on the leg. I hope he's okay. 0-1 count. He's laughing it off. It's okay. It's okay. If he actually got hurt, I would kind of feel bad for bringing it up, but he's okay. 0-1 count. That ball right by her head. So one. Are they really going to call that a strike? Yep, they're not going to call it a strike. A little bit of a miscommunication. 1-1 count. One pitch. That ball is going to be hit well. And finally, Dellens with a great catch at first base. And now bottom of the 7th. Can the Westfield Shamrocks have a huge scoring outburst to possibly bring this to extras or win the game? You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we have a new pitcher out there for Mooresville. Pitching for them right now, going out there, it's Bauer. Reagan Bauer, the sophomore, is pitching for Mooresville. Any relation to the baseball pitcher Trevor Bauer? I doubt it.
I mean, you never know.
You never know.
Number 26, Reagan Bauer.
So down 4-0, bottom of the 7th. This is the last inning to make something happen. You think Westfield comes out swinging at everything and playing aggressive, or do you think they play content and swing at what they have?
I think you kind of have to go aggressive here. I think this is really the only opportunity here, bottom of the 7th, to get some runs on the board. Reagan Bauer, she sure is pitching like Trevor Bauer, 2.14 ERA in 14 appearances. I mean, her and Kugelman have been the two best pitchers on this Mooresville team statistically. Now, Allie Dellens is up to bat, the first baseman. She made the catch to end the top half of the inning. Now here we are, bottom of the 7th. First pitch. That one is inside, 0-1 count. Oh, one pitch. That one's going to hit her right on the left arm, and Dellens is going to take a walk to first base.
And that might be the walk they need to start this inning off here, as Snedeker's going to walk up to the bat.
Yep, Kara Snedeker, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Maybe that was the spark they needed to possibly go on a run here. First pitch, Bauer. That ball is going to be lifted, fouled off. 0-1 count.
Oh, 1 count here.
0-1 pitch. She's going to hit that straight to the second baseman, and an error is made. And another error is made. Dellens is going to make her way to third base, and Snedeker is going to get to second base. 2 runners in scoring position with no outs off of 2 errors.
2 back-to-back errors as well.
Now Grace Finelli, 1 for 2 on the day. Can she bring in 2 runs here? Finelli, so far on the season, 13 RBIs. Can she make it a 14th and a 15th? Reagan Bauer, first pitch, swing and a miss by Finelli.
Great pitch there by Bauer.
Yep, high fastball by Bauer to get Finelli to swing. 0-1 pitch, and another swing and a miss. Yet again on the high fastball. Reagan Bauer dealing in this at-bat. Bauer on the 0-2, and she gets her on 3 pitches. Finelli has struck out, and Bauer with her first strikeout of the day.
Now Chloe Tanner, the pitcher.
Chloe Tanner did not have the best of outings pitching-wise and hitting-wise, so let's see what she can do here. Bottom of the 7th, she's going to lift this one into right field. Will land. What a catch by Mooresville! And they run, and she's going to be safe at home plate. And Dellens will make her way home, but we have to go back to that catch. I mean, are you kidding me? That was Madison Polson with a diving catch into foul territory, but Westfield is on the board. Grace Feltz 0 for 1 on the day as the umpire is going to clean off home plate. I mean, talk about a catch. Mid-air, makes the grab.
2 outs.
Yep, runner on second. That ball a little bit too high, 1-0 count. 2 outs. So if Westfield needs a big spark, they're going to need it now. 1-0 pitch, and they're going to give it to Bauer. 1-1 count. Now 2 strikes away from ending this thing. You can see the disappointed look on Coach Rivercom's face. 1-1 pitch. They're going to give it to her right down the middle. 1-2 count. Now 1 strike away from ending this thing.
1 strike away and we'll be out of here. Runner on second. Count is 1-2.
Yep, 2 outs. Bauer on the 1-2. That ball is going to be grounded and fouled. Still a 1-2 count.
Now my score prediction was 4-2 Mooresville.
What was mine? Oh yeah, 6-4. So I think you definitely had the closer score prediction. That ball is
Way
going to be
high.
high. Yep, 2-2 count. Yeah, you were just like me in the last baseball game. I was one run off from correctly predicting the score, and so were you today. 2-2 pitch, and that is going to end it. And Mooresville will escape Westfield with a 4-1 victory. Westfield, a lot of things went wrong, but it really comes down to pitching and not having the run support for the lack of pitching.
Yeah. And as we saw, innings 4, 5, and 6 really hurt Westfield as they scored 3 times in a row on those innings.
Well, thank you, Aiden McNally, for joining me today. I would also like to thank all of you for watching. Without you, the viewer, we have no show. I would also like to thank our producer, Alan. You can follow him on Instagram, producer.Alan. It's spelled A-L-A-N. I'm Rowan Elbert. Do I say good night, Westfield? How about goodbye, Westfield?